dan Jendela Jepang yang dipersembahkan oleh
Hitachi, inspire the next.
Japan is a country where tradition meets innovation. Nowhere is this seen more clearly than in the things produced here. Made in Japan is more than just words on a label. It's a window into the heart and soul of the nation. Each week on Great Gear, we visit factories and trade shows. We spotlight creative companies. We find out which new products are popular in Japan and learn about the people who take them from design to production. I'm Matthew Masaru Baron, and here's today's lineup. Silicone rubber is everywhere around us. We usually don't pay much attention to it, but it's right at our fingertips, under the buttons on remote controls and other portable devices. On our gadget segment, we take a look at a new line of products made of silicone rubber that will definitely not go unnoticed. The International Photovoltaic Power Generation Expo is a wide-ranging event that covers the world of renewable energy, in particular, everything needed for solar energy systems, from panels to state-of-the-art battery systems. Join us there for this week's on-site report. On today's special report, we take a look at a product with both a Western and a Japanese feel. Treasured by enthusiasts from around the world, these classy fountain pens are made by skilled artisans using an ancient technique. Darn it, not again! I hate it when that happens. Don't you hate it when you're standing around innocently drinking water from a glass and you drop it, spilling the water and shattering the glass all over the floor? Don't you wish there was some kind of cup that looks exactly like glass but feels like rubber? Doesn't it sound like the introduction to a future story? If you answered yes to any of those questions, our first segment is for you. It turns out that there is a material that can be used to make a realistic glass that acts like rubber. It's a polymer called silicone, and although it's been around for a while, it's never been used quite like this.
You might think these beautiful clear tumblers are made of glass. But would glass be so flexible and bend like this? The glasses are called shakura, and they're actually made of silicone rubber. We went to see a store that sells them. This store specializes in products for outdoor activities and natural lifestyles. The silicone glasses are apparently quite popular. Here they are. Let's hear more about them.
特徴なんですけれども、割れない素材を使っているので、小さなお子様にも安心してご利用いただけますし、当店のようにアウトドアのものと一緒に合わせてご利用いただけることができますので、おすすめしております。
Many tourists from overseas buy them, as they are a great example of Japanese-made quality. Customers are quite surprised to see they're not made of glass when they pick them up. We paid a visit to Shin-Etsu Polymer, the tumbler's manufacturer, where in the lobby we were greeted by this impressive pyramid, a great way to demonstrate the safety of the silicone glasses. The company manufactures a variety of industrial products using high molecular weight silicone, including catheters, internal switches for the keys on mobile devices and remote controls, as well as parts for office equipment. The tumblers are the company's first consumer products. Basic silicone is usually a clear liquid, but when it's shaped into a solid object, it's used in a semi-transparent gel form. Products made of solid clear silicone represent quite a breakthrough in the industry. Let's hear from the developer.
こういった素材があるんだということで、市場で驚きを得たのは、想定外の、ことでした。 シリコンゴムだからゴムであるから柔らかいのは当たり前だというのが私どもの、考えだったんですけど、お客様の受け取り方としてはガラスなのにどうして柔らかいんだと。
The material is also heat resistant. Silicone is processed at temperatures higher than 100 degrees Celsius, so a cup won't warp like plastic when it's filled with boiling water. Additionally, the tumbler doesn't feel hot to the touch, as it's much less heat conductive than glass. You can even use it to boil water in a microwave oven. The same low heat conductivity prevents condensation from forming when a cold beverage is poured into the silicone cup. No need to worry about getting the table wet anymore. The tumbler's flexibility makes it possible to squeeze the rim into a spout for easy pouring. There is no protrusion showing where the material was injected, making the bottom surface of the glass perfectly smooth. Combined with the nicely sharp edge of the bottom, it gives the tumbler a feel of high quality. These new models are perfect for sake or whiskey. The cups were molded to look like Edo Kiriko glassware. But just like cut glass, it creates beautiful refracted light effects. Overseeing the fabrication process was master glass artist Toshio Takizawa.
やはりガラスに見える透明度っていうのを生かした製品展開をしたいと思います。例えば氷を表現した、キッチンウェア、お皿とかですね、そういったものも今考えております。
Knowing that consumers appreciate the novelty of this flexible glass has sparked the creativity of the company. Silicone is widely used in the medical field, and so it's already trusted for its safety. We look forward to seeing what new products the manufacturer will come up with.
What a great example of innovation. Silicone has been produced in large quantities since the mid-1940s. It can be found in car parts, footwear, electronics, medical implants, and kitchenware, just to name a few. But normally, when found in the kitchen, it has a cheap plastic look. The glasses we just saw look like, well, glass. They feel classy and allow even someone like me to drink safely and in style.
TV brings you the real Japan, with programs ranging from scenic travel to Japan's world-famous cuisine. NHK World TV.
Silicone should not be confused with silicon. The first one is the rubbery synthetic material we just looked at. The second one is a natural element. It conducts electricity and is used to make things like microchips and solar cells. And that brings us to our next story. PV Expo is Japan's largest show of solar energy technology. In fact, they have pretty much everything under the sun. On site today is Akira Daniel Duncan.
Hi, I'm Akira Daniel Duncan. Solar power is becoming a part of life in many parts of the world, and more solar panels can be seen on the rooftops in Tokyo. While companies from the US, Europe, and China are dominating the market, Japanese firms are also very strong contenders. Here at the PV Expo, we get to see the latest bright ideas in solar power from makers around the globe. I can't wait to see what they have in store. Let's go take a look.
The use of solar power systems in Japan for both homes and businesses has rapidly expanded over the past 15 years or so. It's likely that tax incentives and energy buyback schemes have had an impact on these numbers. In addition, the technologies themselves have improved in quality while dropping in price, factors that shouldn't be overlooked. Let's begin with a look at unique solar panel solution from the Japanese electronics giant Panasonic. Ordinarily, solar panels are installed at an angle facing up towards the sun, so why are these installed vertically? These panels actually generate electricity on both sides. The cells on the front and back of each unit are of the same type, and the entire structure is covered in transparent glass, allowing for this new method of solar power generation. In areas with heavy snowfall, it's less likely that snow will stick to the surface of the new units, making power generation far more reliable. What's more, the maker has confirmed that if a reflective surface, such as the white stone you see here, is laid out around the base of these double-sided vertical panels, power generation efficiency can be further increased.
Because it's so compact and easy to install, this opens up a lot of possibilities for installation in areas where it wasn't previously possible.
This chemical company has developed a line of solar panels designed for Japanese-style residential roofing. They combine power generation capability with the standard function of traditional roofing tiles in a way that's as conscious of aesthetics as it is of the environment. They also feature a special anti-reflective coating that prevents them from standing out among the crowd. Each unit features thin-film silicon solar cells. These cells are capable of generating power even in shade with very little decline in efficiency and can be installed at a very low angle, which keeps them safe from the wind. This means that they can be installed on every corner of the roof. What's more, they also have insulative properties, helping keep the inside of the house cool.
Take a look at these. They fit in so nicely, and they look just like the real thing from an angle. It's a perfect blend of the latest technology and Japan's tradition. I might want to redo my own roof with these when I have some time.
This solar carport, designed in Japan, features solar cells from an American manufacturer. It almost seems that it was designed with this particular EV's body line in mind. These flexible solar panels are what make the structure's graceful curves possible. It seems to wrap around the vehicle, with the weight of the roof being supported only in the front by the design's cantilever construction. In order to make this possible and guarantee the strength of this L-shaped form, the supporting beams actually continue under the floor, which is an integral part of the structure. The roof's base also incorporates lithium-ion batteries, enabling power generated during the day to be stored for night charging.
This is a must-have for EV owners. The solar panels blend in so nicely and has a very cool, sleek design.
This high-precision electronics maker, which also makes rocket control systems, has developed a new system for use with solar panels. It's an industry first, a fully automated solar panel cleaning robot. The system is entirely self-contained, so the additional installation of things like power cables, water pipes, or guidelines is not required. It's equipped with a tank to hold cleaning fluid, and spraying as it goes with the built-in rotating brush and wiper, it can clean an area of 100 square meters in an hour. If you keep a spare battery ready, there's no need to wait for charging, and it's possible to monitor the robot's status via a smartphone. A variety of sensors monitor and adjust the unit's position and movement in real time.
Well, it's a little bit big for your regular household, but for large solar panel installations, this is definitely a must-have.
Leading Japanese electronics maker Toshiba is proposing a solution that enables more efficient use of solar power. This is a standalone solar-powered security camera. Its key feature is its use of Toshiba's new SCIB batteries, which can provide power to the camera while simultaneously storing the excess. Unlike standard rechargeable lithium-ion batteries, they feature negative electrodes composed of lithium titanate instead of carbon, which is less flammable and greatly increases their power efficiency. The batteries are puncture and fire resistant, so they are also suitable for use in electric vehicles. Moreover, they can be charged and discharged over 12,000 times and remain operational at extremely low temperatures. They can be fully charged in just 6 minutes with a corresponding capability to rapidly output their charge as well, which makes them ideally suited to use in energy-hungry applications. Sharp has long been a driving force in the development of solar panel systems. This particular system, one of their main products, offers increased light absorption as well as reduced internal signal loss, and is available in a variety of shapes and sizes to suit a wide range of roof-mounted installations. Their other offerings on display included this system, which features the highest power generation output they currently offer. These translucent cells ideal for use as building materials. And even flexible cells like this one, everything from production models to products still in development. This unit is being developed by the company's UK research facility. It combines photovoltaic and solar thermal power in one system. Coolant running through channels on the reverse side of the panel captures heat, which can then be used for heating or hot water systems via a heat pump, increasing overall efficiency and ideally improving photovoltaic efficiency as well by cooling the panel's surface. Last up is Nishimbo, maker of everything from textiles to mechatronics. They have developed a hybrid solar panel system that incorporates water channels on its rear surface, allowing it to simultaneously generate electricity and hot water.
It's so flexible and sturdy. Wow, I didn't know they get this hot even in winter.
Its biggest feature is its integrated plastic resin and rubber construction, making the entire unit, including the solar cells and water channels, incredibly strong and giving it an estimated service life of more than 30 years. Moreover, the cost of production has been kept to a minimum, and plans to test the system in a super large-scale setting, such as a spa resort, are currently underway.
It seems that alongside improved efficiency and ease of installation, developments in battery technologies are particularly important for practical solar power implementations. With Japanese and worldwide firms working in cooperation and in competition with each other, the future for solar power is looking very bright. I would have to say my favorite from today was a solar carport. There's no better place to park your EV. This is Akira Daniel Duncan reporting, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Akira. Solar energy technology has been around for a long time, but high costs and low efficiency have kept it from becoming more common. It's great to see that changing. The energy that hits the Earth from the sun every hour is more than that used by all of the world's countries combined in 1 year. We don't have to dig for it, and it doesn't harm the environment. All we have to do is collect it. Now that's a good deal.
World TV brings you the real Japan, with programs ranging from scenic travel to Japan's world-famous cuisine. NHK World TV.
In Japan, there is a small but dedicated group of people who are crazy about fountain pens. The pens are prized not only for the way they write, but for the way they look. And although fountain pens are thought of here as having a Western feel, the ones we look at today are distinctly Japanese.
This beautiful fountain pen was made in Japan. Its gorgeous and intricate design was created with a traditional Japanese technique called makie. Makie is lacquerware sprinkled with gold or silver powder to produce brilliant designs. Fountain pens decorated with the 1500-year-old technique make up the Namiki collection. We visited the Hiratsuka plant of writing implements manufacturer Pilot, the maker of the fountain pens. sole brick factory that was built in the mid-1920s is the Makie Studio Namiki. It houses a workshop where the Makie fountain pens are made and an exhibition space where past models are displayed. Established in 1918, the company was originally called Namiki Manufacturing and began producing Makie fountain pens in 1925. Here in the workshop, 3 of Pilot's Makie artisans are focused on their craft. The company also employs about 20 other artisans in Kanazawa and other regions known for their lacquerware production. Goldfish patterns are one of the most classic designs in both Makie and the fountain pens, and master craftsman Seiki Chida is an expert at painting them.
並木の蒔絵っていうのはもともと大和絵っていうのをベースにしてまして、日本の古来の風習ですとか四季ですとかおめでたい吉祥文様っていうのをメインに作ってるんですけども、ヨーロッパから来た万年生に対して日本の伝統工芸のこの蒔絵っていうものをつけることによって、海外の人がそれを見て日本の風景ですとか、日本の伝統的な文化ですとかっていうのがそこに凝縮されてますので、そこを知っていただくことが一番私は、嬉しいなというふうに思っています。
Chida showed us one of the most detailed and advanced techniques used for Makie fountain pens. For this, he chose a goldfish design. First, he draws in the lines according to the sketch. He then carefully retraces the lines with lacquer. Here, he's drawing the part that will make up the goldfish's background. Next, he transfers the lacquer lines to a piece of paper. The paper is then pressed onto the barrel of the fountain pen, which has already been given a lacquer undercoat. Rubbing his fingers over the paper, he transfers the lines from the paper to the pen's barrel. Next, he uses a powder to bring out the lines in bold relief and carefully compares it against the classical design it's based on before moving on to the next step. He then paints along the transferred lines with lacquer. This delicate technique performed by seasoned Makie artisans is a quintessential example of Japanese traditional beauty. He now begins to paint inside the lines. Lacquer is a natural coating material that's been used in Japan since ancient times. Not only is it durable, but the finish gets better with use while retaining its lustrous beauty. Before the lacquer has time to dry, gold and silver powders are sprinkled onto it. This technique of sprinkling metallic powder to create designs is where the name Makie, which literally means sprinkled picture, comes from, and it's one of the most well-known techniques for decorating lacquerware. A slightly larger and flatter powder is used to recreate mist and other background detail. Humidity, so the pen is placed in a special box that is sprayed with water both inside and out. To keep the gold and silver powder on the lacquered surface from coming off, another layer of lacquer is applied to the whole surface before the pen is once again placed in the drying box. Lacquer was originally used to reinforce the barrels of the pens. Back to the painting. Finally, the next step is to create the goldfish design. Like the beautiful background he drew earlier, he paints the goldfish's scales with lacquer, following the transferred lines. And as before, he sprinkles fine gold and silver powder over the lacquer while it's still wet. The surface of the design is scraped with charcoal until the gold and silver powders within the lacquer appear on the surface. To keep the powders from peeling off, it's given yet another coat of lacquer satin. Lastly, it's carefully polished to bring out a beautiful sheen. Can you see the difference? Starting from the right, it's scraped then polished, gradually heading towards completion. The makie-adorned barrel and other parts that make up the fountain pen are all here. The pen nibs, the sole of the fountain pen, are also made at the Hiratsuka plant. Each one is made by hand through integrated manufacturing. Fountain pens are enjoying renewed popularity worldwide, and makie fountain pens are drawing attention as high-performance writing instruments that are also exquisite works of art.
そうですね、その良さを味わっていただいて、それ以上に興味を持っていただければ蒔絵をついたものも使っていただきたい。ぜひその天然の塗料の漆っていうのをぜひ一度機会がありましたら触って、感じていただきたいなと。
Since 1925, the company's dedication to authenticity and craftsmanship has been preserved by generations of makie artisans. 90 years have passed, yet their makie fountain pens continue to fascinate and capture the hearts of enthusiasts around the world.
The Japanese have an interesting word for fountain pen. It's manneitsu, and it literally means 10,000-year brush. In the past, fountain pens were often given as graduation gifts. Unlike so many products today meant to be used and disposed of, fountain pens were, and still are, considered substantial gifts meant to be used and treasured for a long time. That's it for today. Tune in again next time when we'll introduce you to even more great gear. Until then, I'm Matthew Masaru Barrett. では。